Well, hello everybody, and welcome from Perthshire in Scotland on the way to the North Pole. I hope you're all keeping well, and I just want to say that it's been confirmed that comment about not treating people was a different person than the Irish Times deputy foreign reporter. So I took it down for that reason, and that's not even an issue anymore. I suspect the individual who did that was being sneaky and pretty disgusting, and they knew that that was not the account of the man who died, and it might have even been some despicable lowlife from the woke side, and they do things like that to try and send it out there as disinformation to discredit anyone who asks the questions about it. But anyway, the man was innocent. I rest in peace. My condolences to his family, and it's a terrible thing. So, myself and Neil MacDonald are up in Scotland at the moment. We're working on a film that's coming out in September, and we're on our way to the fucking North Pole, practically, and it's been beautiful and sunny, if not freezing cold. And we had a strange experience today. We kind of like entered into the twilight zone. It's like we got from Liverpool to like Glasgow in like no time. It was like we were talking along the way, but we got. It was like before we knew, oh, we're in Glasgow already. We were just yapping and having conversations. So we continued north into somewhere in the Scottish Highlands, a place called Callendar, I think it's called Callendar. And literally, we said, okay, we'll spend the night here. I get a couple of hotel or rooms or B&B rooms or whatever, and spend the night here. Well, what came from that was like a Monty Python sketch. The first place we go to is there's a beautiful village with a mountain snow covered top mountain around it, and the first place we go to on the main strip, we walk in there. There's a Chinese guy, and he goes, "Room now ready, room now ready," and just like, well, we're just looking to rent a room, and he said it was more expensive than what was advertised on the window. So we both had immediately a bad vibe about this place, so we said, it has to be somewhere else. So we went through the whole town, every hotel, and there was a fair few hotels in the town. And they were all like, oh, we're booked out, we're full, we're full, we're full, which is pretty amazing for like April, which is a bit weird anyway. So we went to this one place, and the one behind the counter said, I have two rooms available. Great, okay, but there's a problem. One of them needs repainting, and the other one, the lock on the door is broken. It was kind of like, you know, that moment when you're in the car and you're trying to see road signs and you turn the volume down on your radio for no reason, as if turning the volume down on your radio is somehow going to make you see the signs better. It's just one of those weird things, right? So it was like entering a world that was just like that experience, right? So you have two rooms. One isn't painted, and one of the lock is broken on the door. What? So she said, "Give me a half an hour, and I'll sort something out." So we went around, and we went to another place across the road, and they had one room, and another place, and had nothing. So we went back to this original place, where the woman told us she had two rooms, and one of the lock on the door was gone, and the other hadn't been painted. Okay. So then the owner comes out, this older guy, and he starts acting weird. Like, if you give me a half an hour, I'll be able to find something for you. And I'm like, look, it's a hotel. Either you have the rooms ready or you don't have the rooms ready. This is 2022, and he then says, uh, perhaps I can give a room to one of you, and the other one a fold up bed. A fucking if that happened in Ireland, they'd be put out of business for even suggesting that. And so I said, no fucking way, no. Nicely. And then he goes, we have meals in a restaurant. There's a chippy next door where we bring the food. A chippy, like that was the level of the hotel restaurant. A chippy next door. Nothing wrong with chippies, but like for a hotel restaurant. And it had best small hotel in the region 2005. Well, 2005 was nearly 2 decades ago. So he said, screw this, let's get out of here. There's a place outside town that looked like a bit of a dump on the outside, but when we went inside, it was actually beautiful. No rooms, okay. We were like Jesus and Mary, no room at the fucking inns, right? And so then we found a place on Google Maps which was in the middle of this beautiful glen. And we go down there, and there was nothing. So we're thinking, are we going to go back to the Chinese guy at the beginning who went, it was like, it was like a Chinese Zen philosophy. This is like what I'm like, and I'm like going to Neil, like this, I go into these characters all the time. It's like, the teeth of the dragon may be sharp, but the fire of the dragon is sharper still. You can choose to go to a place where fall out bed, and a landlord provide a bag of chips with no fish. As contingency, you get the bag of chips in his wife's unwashed knickers to simulate the fish. You will come to eye. The Bruce Springsteen thing, or Bruce Lee thing, like that fucking Chinese philosophy. I'm thinking, I'm going to have to fucking face this guy. I'm going to walk in and goes, a room is a space. The space fits the room. But a room is nothing without the space. You don't have a space. You put the space into a room, it becomes the room. You put you into a room, you become the space. You don't have a space, you sleep in the fucking car tonight. So I said, I don't want to deal with that fucker. I don't want to deal with Chinese Zen philosophy, I know, this is the year of the dog is rat, And so I couldn't deal with that. I didn't like the look of the guy, not because he was one of our Oriental brethren, but he was kind of shitty when we went in. But that's the world we live in today. You can't complain about bad customer service if the person is of a different ethnicity, because some fucking toe rag on the internet will go, oh, you already had a problem because he was Chinese. No, I had a problem because he was a dickhead. You may enter the room, but will the room enter you? This kind of thing. So I spent the next half an hour driving Neil mad with my impressions of Chinese philosophy, that kind of thing. And, where is the fish? Where is the wife? Where is the bag? Where is the chips? You don't know. Confucius say, fish and chips. But when no fish, landlord's wife, unwashed panties will suffice. I wasn't in the middle of that, right? So we ended up finding it near Perth, in the city of Perth, near St. Johnston's soccer ground. So it was just weird. Now, on the way out of it, we realised we were in Dunblane. Now, if you don't know about what happened in Dunblane, about 20 odd years ago, one of the most horrible things imaginable happened. A weirdo who turned out to be a Freemasonic rent boy went into a school and shot loads of kids, and the school teacher dead in a tiny village. Could you imagine what the psychology? So then it was kind of like, I don't want to be around here anymore. And I love Scotland, and I have never had a bad experience anywhere in Scotland. But this one place was like, this one segment of the bottom of the Highlands was like, I don't know. It was like, it was like, a Tobermory on crystal meth. I didn't like it. It was like I was waiting for like to be sacrificed or something in the Wicker Man. Or the quality of the hotels was terrible. The quality of the hospitality was awful. So we're in a lovely place now. So it wasn't Scotland or anything. It was that town. So I mean, the people were nice in most places you entered, but it was like, it's April. It's not high summer. You should have loads of fucking rooms. So that was a bit weird. So we had all these plans to go visit all these places, and we ended up not being able to get to them because we're just trying to find a place so we don't sleep in the car tonight, which is nice. We got a place, but it was just weird. It was just weird, you know. It was like, I mean, these towns exist in Ireland as well. You enter into these towns, you know. I remember one time that, and I like Father Ted towns. There was this place. It was somewhere down in County Waterford. I don't know where it was. Some fucking dump. And we go into the town. And the guy goes, "So where are you from?" I said, "From Dublin." My cousin was a taxi driver in Dublin. Yeah, okay. And then he went to America and he got killed. He got killed. He got killed like that. So like these weird kind of surrealist towns exist in every country, you know, except in some cases it's the entire country. But yeah, that was that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun, and we're going to look at some hopefully recumbent stone circles in Aberdeenshire tomorrow, and get some stuff on them. And so I will. There you go. You want hospitality. Hospitality is, Confucius say, is irrelevant if you have no bed. If you have no bed, what the damn it, rats! Damn it, rats! Damn it, rats!